Just to let you know, too, Madam Mayor, I'm going to be reading my budget report tonight.
Oh,
I know. I'll be quick. I'll be quick. Okay.
okay.
Yes.
Welcome back, everyone. My apologies. We're going back into open session now. Council, you have in front of you the meetings ahead of us, and then we're moving on to reports. So, Mr. Garrow, if you could give us our fire report, please.
Right. Looking at fire operations on April 28th, we had a boat fire, grass fire, daytime burning incident. They had started a small fire to burn some brush. It's made out of a wheel rim. And the wind blew up and it got into spark and it went across the grass and caught into brush. And at the point, there was a couple of boats parked. One of the boats was totally destroyed. And the other boat had some minor damage because it was near the one that caught on fire. Some plastic elements that had melted on it. May 2nd, we had brush burning at Mass Road Waste Site. This was a controlled burn requested by Dean, and that was very well this time. We found almost nothing. Mass 7th, we had a mutual aid to Laurentian Valley for forest fire suppression. We sent 2 trucks, 8 people, and that took a couple of hours. Ongoing activities for fire is truck and equipment checks, of course, fire response. And right now, we're in the middle of installation of the fire ban signs. 8 are already installed, 4 to go, depending on the weather, when the next few working days that's going to be completed. Recent events, we had a senior management meeting, April 21, April 27. I've sold $900 worth of gear through Gov Deals. May 2nd, we had another senior management meeting. May 5th, Zoom presentation on human trafficking. That wasn't a how-to project, but it was a how-to identify when there is human trafficking. We're not just looking at what comes to mind with sexual, people being trafficked. We're looking also at not so much in this area, but where we hire immigrants to work at the big plantations, picking apples or whatever the case may be, where they may be housed in less than satisfactory conditions, or you see locked rooms, et cetera, et cetera. They were identifying a number of things that we should be on the lookout for when we do fire prevention or checking houses for smoke detectors or any reason to be there. Let's see what else we have. May 6th, the OAFC trade show. I went to Toronto, which is the day trip down and back. May 8th, I had a fire hall tour for grandparents and some grandkids. May 16th, again, another management meeting. Upcoming events tonight, it's our monthly meeting at fire. June 1, we have our ladder certification plan. June 8th, we have a chief's meeting, and we'll see what's going on with that. We are looking possibly about getting the live fire unit up into Renfrew County, probably the end of October. They're looking at maybe running sessions out of Barnfire and then moving up to Pembroke. June 16th, we've been requested to do St. Andrew's Fun Day. They're getting back into that. July 12th will buy a monthly general meeting. Fire prevention right now, we've basically limited to newspaper ads, but I did buy this year's package and we're sorting through it. Training undertaken April 19th, we did water supply, hoses and appliances and fire streams. On the 26th, we did extrication airbags and cribbing. The scheduled training is May 24th, will be tanker operations, hydrant relay operations. May 31st, ventilation, ladders, ropes and knots. June 1st, we're having a chiefs meeting. And June 14, 21, and 28 will be drafting nights. We'll have 3 groups set up and we'll rotate the trucks. CEMC, generally, spring freshet, we had on number 6 on April 25th. Or April 21st, rather. On April 25th, we met with Peter Havel. He's our CEMC field advisor. Oh, and I don't think I'd ever mentioned to council, I did at the EOCG, but we were in compliance for 2021. April 28th, spring freshet number 7, nothing's going on, so we are no longer participating in it. They've closed this area down if you want to join their weekly meetings, but their only real concern is what's coming out of the Ottawa River from a nice melt up in Hudson's Bay. June 6th is a capital spring meeting for CEMCs in Horton Township. COVID-19 report itself, Renfrew County as of the 13th had confirmed cases of 4,653, resolved cases of 4,454, and deaths now at 48. Unless they got another one today, did we? Okay. Ontario, as of May 14th, confirmed cases at 1.3 million and deaths at 13,102. Nationally, as of May 14th, confirmed cases at 3.84 million and deaths at 40,288. Internationally, as of the 16th, confirmed cases at 521 million, resolved cases at 492 million, and deaths at 6,288,660. That's my report.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to number 1, fire operations. Number 1A. Comments, questions? B, ongoing activities. C, recent events. D, upcoming events. E, fire prevention. F, training. G, scheduled training. Move on to the CEMC report, the general. 2A. 2B, the co-ed under A, B, C, and D. Report as a whole. Any questions or comments to our fire chief? Debbie?
Just gonna ask, are you guys doing an open house this year?
Hasn't been brought up yet. I know there's some issues because most of the stuff that we want and normally do is over in the Round Lake Hall. I'm sure if we have an open house, they're gonna want it at the Killaloe Hall.
Yeah,
So
which
all
would make
of-
sense.
everything would have to be brought over. And we do have 2 or 3 other activities most likely that we're looking at, the June 16th at St. Andrews. The June 19th, Father's Day, they're talking about truck and
Yeah.
heavy equipment. We got a couple other things that are in the back burner. I'm trying to find, they're gonna be talking, the meeting's going on now, about things such as the duck race. Are we gonna run that? I have to get my people set up for July 1st for fireworks, so I'm not so sure we're really ready for this year.
No, and that's okay. I just wanted to, in case
Good
anybody
question.
asks.
Good
Yep.
question. Any other questions of the fire chief? Do you have anything else?
That's it, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Okay, we're moving on to our road superintendent. Dean, can I have your report, please?
Grading continues on various roads after all this rain that we've been through again. Potholes getting all over. Sweeping continues just with the small sidewalk help. Our other sweeper had a bearing blowing the axles, and we're still waiting for the parts for that. Half loads are off as of Tuesday, except for I left the one on for probably just this week from Round Lake Road to Highway 60. It's kind of late there, the main moisture in the road. Left that alone. Washing with a water truck and all the frames and boxes on plow trucks and equipment. Our oldest truck, we noticed once we washed all our frames, we noticed that there's a crack in the 2 spots on the frame, and it's also starting to separate the frames. Plus, there's a bunch of bushings being done, walking beams, so they're all starting to push out as well. So basically, right now, it's not even going. That's the one that we're selling. So.
Can you make it work? So,
You can't.
okay.
I don't know, putting a lot of money in there, and especially where it's spreading now, it's almost like a thickness that if you get full over.
Okay, yeah, let's not do that.
So,
We have better ways of spending our money.
so I'm just asking council if they want to go ahead and put that on the deals, or how do we go ahead and put it just in the paper for locals for now, or what's?
I can put it on that website. It seems to be the place to go.
A lot of people, yeah.
Show of hands, you put it on the, good, there you go.
Anywhere on the new truck yet?
We're anticipating August, right, Dean, you're thinking?
Of next year.
Okay, I was hopeful.
Yeah, at this time, I really don't know the time. Now, what I have to say, we have 2 shifts on our, working on the trucks. Night shift and day shift, but technically, they say it takes about 8 weeks once it gets there. If
Yeah.
you're not.
Everybody, every municipality's.
Hope ours is done on the day shift.
Yeah, day shift's better. I might add that Councillor Poplinski put a plug in for your roads yard to make a point that we have other places to spend the money. So this is one one sticking up.
So our first load of calcium there should arrive this Thursday. Kind of watching the weather because it's supposed to be a little bit rainy there, so we might have to cancel it tomorrow, just depends. Putting it on if it's for rain the same day. And then if it does go on Thursday, then another one should be the following week. We also have a propane refresher course for some of the guys that we can put. Northern Valley is hosting it there, so there's a few municipalities jumped on board, so. There. Just the landfill report, had some people wondering about opening the second chance building now. We haven't hadn't opened it in 2 years now, but I just wanted to comment, so.
I think that's a good idea. I mean. Council, show of hands.
You know, we're
Open it up.
Okay, and, cleaning continues at both landfill sites. Picking up garbage and making sure that it's all tidy and neat. The only other thing, I still haven't heard back yet from Elizabeth Green there and all of our waste for compost. So
Well, yeah,
I'm not over here yet. I might give this Ron guy a call. He's a truck driver hauler kind of thing.
Okay.
He organizes that.
Yeah.
So she doesn't get back to me until tomorrow. I can find it.
Yeah, we gotta get that out to people
Yeah.
because they're planning their gardens after a long weekend. I don't know nothing about those things, but that's what everybody tells me.
So if they do have confirmation, we're probably trying to get 2 rooms this.
Okay. Council, everybody's good?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
That's it for my report.
All right, thank you. Questions, Stanley?
I thought I didn't get talking to that lady again there. I have the few messages, but I have the family busy. That's a little bit of a weird situation there. Because her driveway actually goes in right beside the people, that whole letter, the thirsty house.
Okay.
There's the A and B of the 911 there. Right? And then it just circles around and the cottage is down very close to the lake. It's still on it'll be on the east side of that little creek head.
Is she asking for something, Sally?
Well, no, it's she was complaining about needles being dumped in her side of the road.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm sorry,
for
who's that?
the main people, I don't
Is it
know. who's
someone
still
you're
on
not
the
with the
dead,
persons?
McCarthy's doing that there on,
Okay, but I just, Stanley, can I go back and ask who the person is? Because we don't deal with maybes. Who's the person?
I may have to go back to school, but that is spelling.
Oh, okay.
SCHUNEMAN, Lauren.
Lauren?
Lauren is the,
Lauren,
is the last name.
Lauren is the last name.
yeah,
Oh,
well, that's the first name.
no, Lauren.
that's what I thought. Lauren is the first name and that's Shalin,
Is, yeah, I cannot pronounce
The
it.
sign is up there at that second gate there. But then right near the cottage, she has opened a little chunk of fence that whoever is supplying her with propane, they can come off of the township road. Just pull the holes in it.
Where is this one?
On,
Across from the top road, Sunrise Road.
Which down?
Sunrise.
Sunrise.
Oh, Sunrise Road, okay.
So anyway, I went in and had a look at the situation and, it does appear to me, when you look at it, people on the east side of Sunrise, they're very well cleaned up, everything very nicely. And there's 3 or 4 little heaps of needles there that kind of, but we need to believe that they won't haul them away. But the rest of the debris there, it appears that it was blown right off of the road and all across there with like leaf blowers. And it's piled up in the ditch right along.
Who lives? Oh, no, don't tell me.
So anyway, I have no idea if that's what the situation is or not. I didn't see it. But that's just from looking at how it appears to me in my eye. So,
Dean, you're gonna go and have a look at it?
I don't know
What are we
we
supposed
can
to
do to help her there, but,
Go and look at it.
I don't think she's there now, so I didn't call her back or anything, so. Like, if you want to wait to see that Dean would have an opportunity to see himself.
I mean, it's not our issue, right? If I mean. Go and see what you can see. Oh, it's
Well,
county.
it's really not a major issue, I guess. It's a little unsightly. And I mean, if this is exactly what I think is happening, then I don't think it should be happening. I mean, it's nice to have the property cleaned up, but it doesn't mean that you could take it from there to here.
So wouldn't that be a legal issue, not of our involvement?
But I know it's our road. And,
Yeah, but if we didn't do it,
I don't know who would have to go after. I mean, if this is the case, and if you have seen anything like this, if you have a chance to talk to her, it would at least give you an opportunity to say.
okay? You okay with that?
I had a complaint about a road yesterday. Dean and I checked it out this morning, found the fine, and that's it. Right.
Okay, so that's been looked after?
Yes.
Anybody else have anything for Dean?
Just,
Before I look at the bill?
yeah, but there's, what about the letter from Rick Reimer about Queen and James Street?
So I've looked after that.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. Did he give you an answer? He just told me that he was going to meet with Rick.
Yeah, he met there, he took pictures.
Okay, oh, good, so he even, okay, maybe he sent me that and I haven't looked at the emails. So, yeah, Lee got in touch with me and said that he would get in touch with Rick, and so it is their issue, so.
What is the problem?
He's saying where the curb meets the sidewalk, it's kind of
Lopsided,
alleviated.
yeah.
So,
He has to go onto the main road with his, he can't walk, yeah, too well, so. Then he said he was facing traffic and he was worried about safety. So, so I brought it up to Dean and Dean said that was a county road. And so we passed it on to Lee and then Lee told me that he would look after it.
but then he said they would look after the curb to do.
Yes,
But he said it'd be nice for us to do that section of sidewalk there, which is only 2
blocks.
blocks or whatever, but like they do. They're reconstructing now, all the sidewalks are getting tape nets. No.
So lines or something?
Tape, no, it's tape. So it's a piece of cement with all little rubber, not rubber, but little Vivian stick in it. So there's a little bit of traction. You see lots of seams and stuff. like that.
Okay. So that if he's trying to go up, it'll give him some, he's not spinning.
Yeah,
Okay. And that is our problem.
Yes.
part. Okay, well then council,
If
could you
there-
get the price of that? Like, see if we could squeeze it in the budget
Well,
or,
we could put that in our budget for the sidewalk. I
okay,
was thinking of doing, there's 2 spots in front of, AJ's there, you could do the same with them, work with them.
Okay. okay.
And-
Hey, council, show of hands then? All right, good, good, okay. Anything else that we should talk to, Dean about? The bills, I know we're gonna look at the bills, but. Okay, so, do you want to declare, whoever has to declare, and then we'll look at the bills? Oh, who is here?
I, Ted Brown, declare pecuniary financial interest with Road and General Voucher Number 04-2022. I, Debbie Poplinsky, declare pecuniary interest, read Road and General Voucher 04-2022.
Okay, any comments or questions on the bills? Well, we just have enough. Any questions? Comments? I'd entertain a motion to pay the bills then.
Moved by Carl Keel, second by John Jeffrey. Motion to approve Road and General Voucher 04-2022 in the amount of $625,065.36.
All those in favor? Carried. Anything else finally for Dean? Dean, anything final for us? Keep up the good work. One,
Yeah, just one.
okay, thank you very much.
Take care.
So Chris, you're up, please, and thank you.
Okay. So right off the bat, this is your captain speaking. I am officially a pilot.
Oh, yes, congratulations. You can
Yeah,
fly.
I can fly. So I successfully passed my air pass exam with Navigation Canada. So this might not look good because I did fail it the first time with 96, passed the second time, but it is to be noted that they literally tell you to expect to fail 3 or 4 times. That's, yeah.
So, what is the passing score? If you pass it, if you,
80%.
I was gonna say you failed at 76.
No.
Holy
Yeah.
crap.
Yeah, so that was tough, but I took that and I passed it.
Good for you.
So as you can see here, I had the maiden voyage. I'm gonna have to get a device that's gonna allow me to take it as, the camera SD cards. That's what's in it right now. So I had to do a really weird Bluetooth thing to make this come over to my phone. So I'll have more pictures, but this is the one that I took, a nice, beautiful picture of Killaloo. It's very clear. The machine operates beautifully. It's can fly for over half an hour, and we ended up taking up to about 300 feet in 2 locations. And so we're gonna have a lot of really good videos and stuff like that on our events. We'll be able to do our Canada Day, car show, every single event. We'll be able to bring the our pass out and take some really good photos and videos, and we'll do lots of tours and stuff with it. But just so council knows, I have passed that, which is great. Environmental action tour. So you can see here, we end up picking all of our winners. So most garbage, 40 bags, was been there, dumped that. That was Highway 60, past Jack's Lake. Most valuable picker was Cheryl Murray from Social Debris. Weirdest garbage. I don't even know, honestly, I don't even know if this is what it is, but we made the best guess. We think it's a meat mincer. Somehow ended up in the ditch, but all the pieces are with it. You can't see in this photo with the hoppers and everything, so they were organized when they put it in the ditch, but I don't know why it's there.
Maybe it flew off a truck.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
Yeah, it's very weird. So, and I honestly don't know if that's what it is. So, best team name was Wild Waste Pickers, and best team action photo was Puddles Pickup. So again, thank you to council for supporting that event, and to the community. Did a really good job this year. Lots of garbage, recycling, safe from our. Okay, plaque presentation. So plaques are in. Schlep Cleanly have agreed to come to a presentation, but they asked that we set the date. That'd probably be easier. So I set Saturday, June 11th as a proposed date. We can pick other dates, but it'd be around Lake Rink. So the other dates are June 12th, Sunday, June 19th, and Sunday, July 10th. So.
Okay, the 12th I can't, so if you can scratch that one, but the 19th,
So no.
What about the 11th?
yeah, 11th I've got marked in.
Okay. Does 11th work for everyone?
Yeah.
So I took myself.
Poor guy, feeds with fish.
And you'll have to be sure to ask them of the family history of this. I got to talk with one of the family members. And it's a really, really cool story how the Olympia ice resurfacer machine came to be. And so when
That's
they're there,
wonderful.
they're gonna try to get their whole family to come up. They told me they've got connections to this area. So they're hoping the whole family can come. Because
Oh,
they
that'd
were-
be great.
And they really appreciate that we did this. They said it
So
was
just cancel,
necessary.
yeah, cancel the 12th because I'd really like to be here for that. And the 19th, okay.
The
So sorry,
19th
so-
is, the 19th is Father's Day, so that's kind of,
So not June 11th?
yeah,
Yeah, June 11th.
June
Okay.
11th, yeah, but not
That's
June
best.
12th.
Best date out of all those. that
Okay,
you-
perfect. So that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay. It'll be around late. We'll put the plaques up for you. Okay, visitor information center of the future. So new barcodes. So we realized in trying to get people to bring in brochures and business cards and stuff, as you remember last year, we tried to really make the Richard centralized in our visitor information center. We realized it's not only really difficult to get people to out of their busy schedules to drop off these brochures and do all this stuff, but it's also extremely costly to print off brochures and do all this stuff. And every single year from the county, we get all these brochures and there's new ones every year. And we just thought maybe there's a better way to do it. So I ended up finding on a program that I use regularly that we already have actually makes QR codes for free. So you can actually now, instead of, there will be brochures, but if they don't have one or whatever, they can just scan the barcode and it goes right to the website. So that when a visitor comes in, they want to know about a business, they just scan it, goes right to the website. So we've onboarded this all already. We've done it for all the businesses in Haggerty Richards, thanks to the help of Ruby. And there's no cost to the business, there's no extra cost to us. We just figured it was a lot more effective of a plan to have that, because with the way people are traveling now, they're just looking at their phones. So if they can just, you can literally take this one right now, scan it with your camera, it'll go to Gravis Country. So every single one, unless they don't have a website, they look at their Facebook, and we basically try to make it so that they could do all that stuff. So and then just an update that the just try it. That the visitor information center is going to open July 6th. You just put your camera up to it and then it should go.
My camera's going funky.
Yeah, there you go. It's going to be very embarrassing. Okay, so then it goes, yeah, see right to your camera.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, we just thought because people are constantly updating their sales and new information, so they're going to do it all in our service. So, anyways, visitor information center of the future. Summer experience program. So KHR has been awarded $3,689 from the Ministry of Heritage, Sports and Tourism and Culture and Industries. If you remember when we were originally doing the summer students, I had said I was going to try for this. And so we were successful. So this is in addition to the $13,200 that was awarded for the summer and the summer jobs program. We'll have that in our bank account in a couple weeks, and that will basically pay for the student at the district center. Okay, Pathways Park. So we're wanting to do, so Peaches and Pathways have donated lumber for part of the construction of the fitness trail. And so we wanted to take the opportunity to thank them for that and also deliver the lumber so that our contractor can go and start building the apparatuses. And so we're also having a site meeting there with future planning, kind of talking about where we're going and next steps. And we also have a big announcement that we're going to be announcing there. Everyone's invited Friday, May 20th at 1 p.m. at Pathways Park. We'll do a photo, take a little walk around, kind of see the trail is roughed in. We are going to be completing it. There should actually be some stone there right now. But you get to kind of see what we've been up to, where we're going. We can take a walk around and kind of learn about the property. And if you can't make it, I'd be happy to do that on another day with you, walk around, kind of show you. Our contractor is really confident in getting all this stuff done. He's saying that possibly by the mid-end July that we can have everything installed, which would be awesome.
Yeah.
So if you make it for Friday the 20th at 1 p.m.
I'll be there.
That'd be great. and we'll take a picture and thank Peaches and
Yes.
Pathways, and then also share our announcement and give you a tour of all the fun stuff we've been up to at the Pathways Park and all the dreams for the future. Okay, moving on to the next event, Big Wheels. So we had a meeting with CRC and great group. Got a lot of ideas flowing and everything like that. As we started to work through, we started to notice that there might be some costs and stuff involved, and then some stuff that they wanted to do, mainly for the kids, for stuff to do, face painting, bouncy castle, barbecue will be free by the lines, and of course, lots of trucks. We reached out to the military, police, ambulance, our own crew. So this request is for two parts. In going through this, we basically came up with a budget of about $1,300. I do have money in other community events where I plan to, in case we had a spontaneous thing that happened or something else came along, that we would have funds for that. This is a great partner. I know it's kind of spontaneous and that we hadn't planned for it, but I think it's gonna be a really good event for the community. And so I'm asking, one, that council be able to support this cost, and so be able to send our vehicles there, our fire and works vehicles, at Dean and Bob's purview, to what they can send out, so that kids can get to see all the works vehicles and stuff going on. And then it'll be at St. Andrews, because basically we couldn't do it at the fire hall, because if there was fire, then obviously we'll be able to go there. And so yeah, really lots of really good feedback about this event. That sums up. Okay, so next one, garden flower workshop. So this is a continuation of the salvage art project that's going to be going on with the mural on the other side of the library reading garden. And so they are Saturday, May 28th at the Killaloo Library from 1 to 4 p.m. They're going to be having a workshop how to make these metal flowers that you can either keep for yourself in your garden. I got to see a couple of them. They're really cool. You wouldn't think that something made of a tin can would look nice, but it actually really does. And so I invite you to check that out on the 28th of May from what we get. Okay, as we had talked a little bit before, I had been given the direction to see as a preliminary option to see what would be available with the tax sale properties. I actually did reach out to Salvage Kings and they were very interested, but we had to basically see what the inside of the building looked like. Because of that there might be equipment in there and et cetera, Unfortunately, so the plan was for the plan was to solicit the service of Salvage Kings, remove the items, possibly demo the property as we've done in the past. Been a lot of savings, but unfortunately, and we had to wait until the snow was dried up for safety purposes and the water. So, but unfortunately, we checked it out and it's not in good condition. There's literally nothing that can be salvaged in there. Very rusted and rotten. So unfortunately, Salvage Kings is not interested because there's nothing to take out of there. So we did try, but that option unfortunately has reached an end. Other updates, just want to take the opportunity as of May 18th, technically earlier because of COVID, I couldn't start. It's my 2-year anniversary here. So thank you to council being so supportive of me over these 2 years. I really appreciate it. This is the best job I've ever had. And I'm really thankful that you guys believe in me over these last 2 years. It's been an awesome ride. Renfrew County Recreation meeting, I have tomorrow in Renfrew. We're going to check out their new Mattaway building that they're doing there and get to learn kind of the ins and outs of that. Have a VIA meeting on May the 19th. Renfrew Rural Community Cooperative meeting on May 26th. As I mentioned before, the flower garden workshop is also the same day as the plant sale, May 28th. Irish Gathering meeting, May 31st. Volunteer Appreciation Awards, June 10th at Station Park. And Digital Main Street, we actually were able to get all 6 partners. So we're going to be able to put in a really good application for this grant. Everything is covered. We were a little bit worried that we were going to cover the WSIB and all the other incidentals, but they are covered by the grant. So there would be no cost to the municipality for this, which is awesome. And yeah, all 6 partners jumped on. So this is a really good initiative. So that would be Hewlett, Hagerty Richards, Whitewater, Bonshire Valley, Bruno, Linddock, Raglan, Madawaska Valley, North Dakota. Partnering together on this one. And that is my report.
Okay, let's go back to the front then. Congratulations, your captain speaking has passed, good for you, well done. Any questions or comments from council? Environmental action tour, very successful, congratulations on that, any comments or questions on that?
There's a meat machine down there.
Do you know what it is? We guess that's.
Was
what
that
it is.
something that put in, in the park, we built over the whole park and along the trail to set something up for somebody to look at?
Well, I don't, yeah, we could. I actually don't know where its current location, but we could look into, see where it did end up and, 'cause it is pretty unique. We thought that's what it was, but honestly, I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Maybe it's one.
Anything
He
else?
asked my brother Willie, but it looks like some kind of a grinder, especially for grain out. Me.
Oh, okay. It had two other hoppers with it. It had two cones.
That's Will.
Maybe Teddy wants it.
Anything else on that? The plaque presentation, I will be there.
At that time, 11 a.m. was good.
Yeah. VIC of the future, comments?
That's good. That's very good.
Mhm, very good. Summer experience program, comments, congratulations, we got some money from helps the township. Killaloe Pathways Park, comments, questions, I will be there on Friday,
I'll try to be there too, I'm off.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it there.
okay? So big wheels, I'd like to speak to that, council. So, Chris brought this to the senior management meeting, and I do have some concerns. I think it's wonderful. It's a wonderful event. And I think that council should approve that we lend our fire truck or our roads trucks go and the kids can see all of that. I guess it's the budget that I'm concerned about, and it's not a lot of money, but it is a precedent setting. We already give the CRC for different programs $10,000, and for youth and for the seniors. So again, it's not a lot of money, but when they approached and said they were going to do it, I thought it was wonderful, but I never thought there would be a request for money. So I'm asking council just to consider whether or not we want to take. He does have it in his budget, he's correct, but this is kind of out of the blue, and it's not something that we budgeted for. And also, we have to be careful about programs like this, because then the soccer team might come and all these. I just worry a little bit, and nothing against the program. I think it's wonderful. But we do have to be careful, because there's others that could be in the wings asking for money as well. So I'll leave it at that, and it's council's decision. So comments or questions? Yes.
The only thing, so that there might be like a soccer club or something
Yeah.
looking for money. To me, this is already in the budget. This isn't, not in the
not.
budget, but there's money put aside for stuff to come up. Right, he has money put aside.
But there might be,
This,
there might be an event that we sponsor that we could use that money for. This isn't, I mean, they're gonna put our logo on if we give them the half the money, but there's lots of other uses for the $750 that we could, that will be in Chris's budget as we go. But again, it's really, I'm just warning you that there could be a
I
precedent.
think this was a more of an educational thing too for the youth.
Up to council.
That's just my opinion.
Up to council. Anybody else have a comment?
Yeah, to me, like the whole setup really sounds good. It's something that people are really going to want to see, and there'll be a lot of activity going on there.
Anybody else?
So just the request is $750, right? Not
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
1,300,
half of the budget.
half of the budget.
I just don't want the CRC coming every time they run an event asking us for money, because that's not what, we run our own events, and I think the money that we collect should go to those events.
Mhm.
We already give them $10,000 a year. We give them 5 for youth and 5 for seniors, which is wonderful. It's good money well spent.
Mhm.
But every time a new program comes up, they're gonna come, people are gonna come and ask us for the money. And if you say one, yes to one, we gotta say, and I'm not saying there's anything bad, I think it's wonderful. Wonderful program, but I think they should fund it 100%. Anybody else? Okay. Stanley, yes or no?
I think, yes, I think we should do it.
Pay it, okay? You want to give the 750? Carl?
Yeah.
Debbie?
I'll say no.
Yes.
Yes.
It's gonna, I know it's gonna go.
Okay.
but- I'm fine with it, not, you know, and
Yeah,
I think,
I'm fine with it, but I've been warned.
yeah.
Um, just to more people come.
Now, sorry, Madam Mayor, didn't mean to interrupt you. Do we know if this is a success, Chris? They're gonna do it again?
This isn't a one-time thing then.
Okay. So then, to me,
Nobody's
I think
changed their
it's,
mind?
so then, to me, I think this is something, if we're gonna look at, it's gonna have to become one of our events if we're willing to partner. And we'd have to
This
put
isn't
money.
our event. This
No,
is
but
not
I
our event.
think, but in the future, if we're already, this is gonna have to be added as a partnership, you know,
Mhm.
and for future years, if this is what,
I agree.
you know, so
But-
anyway, and I have no issues with it. I think it's.
No,
gonna-
I have no issues either. I just don't think,
Yeah.
I think we should be using our money to fund our things.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Okay, the majority wins, so yes,
Yes.
you get the 750. The garden flower workshop, any comments or questions on that? So the tax sale properties, so we've been told then that one of those options that we were looking at for that property isn't viable. So with council's permission then, could we give instructions to our staff to look at all options involving that property that we now have ownership of, let the staff develop and look at different options that are presented to council in the near future. And then council can look at all of that and make a decision on how. Sorry. So then we can make a decision based on all the information. Is everybody okay with that? Can I see a show of hands? Thank you, that's unanimous. Thank you, Chris, for doing that. Other updates. Congratulations on your 2-year anniversary. My God, it just seems like yesterday. Renfrew County Recreation meeting, BIA meeting, RCC meeting, library plant sale.
Do you know what time it starts, the plant sale?
I think there's a poster out there on the
You
wall.
know what? I wrote down the plant sale, but I didn't put the
Yeah,
time.
I think it's just on the wall there. I've seen it.
Oh, 9 o'clock, it said.
There you go.
9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have 9 o'clock. Irish gathering meeting, May 31st.
And did you want to tell them about Betty O'Connor coming in here?
Oh, yes, Betty, go and look what she brought us in the closet.
Happy anniversary.
She made that.
Good to see you.
But pull it out. Yeah, she made it.
And she's making a
That's
hat.
the,
And she's making the hat.
that's
Yeah,
the.
that's for the Irish Pope.
Yeah, so that's gonna be St. Patrick.
Yeah, for,
That's beautiful.
yeah. St.
That's
Patrick,
nice.
yeah.
Oh,
And then the other one is the white, goes underneath,
that's amazing.
isn't it? So she brought it in, she thought, when is the next meeting?
31st.
Okay. So I'm not here.
Can there be a Baptist pope? I guess not.
I couldn't tell her when the next meeting was. She thought it was today. Could you get in touch with her, Chris, to verify? Okay, and I'm gonna send my regrets because I'm not gonna be here on the 31st. I'm wondering if you could change that.
I could, yeah. What would work better?
Because I'm the one they're asking questions and then I don't know.
You
what-
need an eraser?
I got one. Okay.
I'm just gonna lend it to her. She'd have to give it back. Feel it.
Okay, I got it.
About June 2nd,
Yep.
Thursday.
No, I'm in Regina.
Okay.
What about the 24th?
Make it earlier.
Because you guys have to get on top because we're moving so quickly.
Is Brian back?
Brian's not back though, eh? That's the
Okay, and then I
thing.
can't do that, I can't do that, let me see.
See, I think Brian's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
be,
back on the 7th of June.
You have a council meeting,
Made
maybe.
a council meeting,
Oh. Council meeting.
and it's gonna be quick, because I'm going fishing the next day. Hint, hint.
You shouldn't have told me.
gonna keep you here till
And
midnight.
then keep us here.
I don't think so.
Okay, then I can't do it then. 16th of June?
You Getting too late or no? That's just a question.
No, it's all.
Yeah,
Okay,
no, that's supposed to be our, the BIA's, has a.
evening meeting?
Well, it's when we scheduled for the public to be able to come in if they have.
Okay, well, go ahead and have it on the 31st. I'll get Brian to call me. Oh, yeah. Volunteer, I'm gonna go to that. Digital mainstream, the report as a whole. Anything further? Okay, thank you very much. Have a nice night.
Thanks, Chris.
Good night.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go back to our agenda. All right, so we paid the bills. All right, so our CAO, policy G9, what
Yes,
is that about?
disconnect from work. You have to have it be in place by June of the 1st. And it means, I have the policy
I've
there.
seen it here, right?
Yeah,
It
was-
means that, once you leave here, you're disconnected
You
from
can
work.
disconnect. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
For God's sake.
I know,
She brought it up at the last council meeting.
Oh,
yeah, under the
what?
Employment Standards Act, if you have more than 25 people, you have to have a disconnect from work policy.
Does anybody,
Yeah, that's
anybody
nice.
sitting in an
Yeah,
office
but I
have
need
nothing
the
better?
resolution for the.
Honestly,
Oh, isn't it a bylaw?
what a waste of
No.
time.
Oh.
You got that first one.
Okay, so what do you want from us then?
A resolution,
Okay.
resolution.
All
Resolution.
right,
Hold it. My apologies. I thought it was a.
No, it's just a resolution.
I never heard of anything so stupid. as
So if you
that.
leave here, you can't be contacted. You gotta go to-
Yeah, you're saying, the whole thing
We're
is,
not allowed to call Sue after hours.
yeah,
Well, I
you're
don't
supposed,
mean all of them.
I know. but-
No, but he's not disconnected from work. When Sue leaves, she's gone, and we're not
Yeah.
supposed to phone her.
Oh.
That's what I said, yeah. You can't phone her. Okay, Sue, I
Once
don't
she's
see one
finished,
here.
finished, you mean.
Yes,
No,
Special.
It's every day, isn't it?
That's what I understand.
Yeah, it's
you
supposed
mean
to
after work?
be normal hours of work, that's,
Fire grader operator and so on. Not supposed to.
Oh, I'm not passing that.
you have to, it's we have no choice. It's law under the Employment Standards Act.
So if I get a,
Lottery license.
if somebody phones me that the bridge
There
is
is
washed
nothing.
out,
to-
No,
I can't phone you on a Saturday and tell them. the bridge-
Okay,
can
but
do
our road crew are on a schedule that they go out at all different times. So I would argue that we have the right to contact them.
oh, yeah, on situations like that. It's supposed to be, in normal circumstances, that when you leave at 4:30, you should be able to enjoy.
So is that count for council too?
No, this is for staff.
Well, I don't know why then I can't.
All
nobody in council-
employees.
Nobody could bother me in the post office, the bank, the grocery store.
I had a guy come to my house yesterday about the road we looked at this morning, he was there for 45 minutes.
So it doesn't apply to council, it's just for staff, okay?
It's
that's
under the
fine.
employment
I
standards.
I think it's silly, and that's okay.
It's under the Employment Standards Act.
Yeah,
Debbie's just writing up the
okay,
resolution because I
Alright,
thought I
sounds
put it in there, but apparently not.
yeah, I guess everybody.
Well,
has a
either
right
that or
to their-
maybe it just
everybody
got
has a
missing
right
when we
to-
were passing them all around.
Maybe,
Could have happened.
yeah.
Doesn't count. Tire machine.
Anything else, Sue, that you have?
No, I don't think so. Okay, moved by Debbie Plinsky, seconded by Carl Kale. Motion to approve policy G9, right to disconnect.
All those in favor? Carried. Right, just kidding. All right,
That sounds funny.
we're gonna go on to committee reports. What I'm gonna do is I ask motion to approve those minutes, and then Debbie, I'm gonna pass it to you as chair of finance, okay?
Moved by Debbie Plinsky, seconded by Ted Brown. Motion to approve the minutes of the finance committee meeting held on April 20th, 2022.
Discussion, all those in favor? Carried.
All right, so.
Next motion?
Then the finance and the special meeting.
Yeah, let's do the special meeting, so we're done all of that, and then we can ask Debbie to give her finance.
Moved by Ted Brown, seconded by John Jeffrey. Motion to approve the minutes of the special meetings held on March 28th, 2022 and April 28th, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Okay, so to the public then, I'm asking the chair of finance to report on our budget deliberation. So go ahead, Councilor Kapinski.
All right, thank you, Madam Mayor. So the highlights for the budget for KHR for 2022. From reserve from work for working funds to offset the budget shortfall, 670,742. I'll just do a summary and round numbers off. We transferred 100,000 from road reserves, and the estimated projects for roads comes to about 378,417. The estimated projects is Traymore, Mary Street, and the replacement of the furnace at the roads yard. In that, we have OCIF, which is formula based, that's 201,000, gas tax at 77,000, and of course, the reserves at 100,000, which comes to 378. The balance in the reserve for working funds after the above noted transfer is still 1.48 million and 332,000 in the road reserve fund. In addition, the township holds 399,000.9 in hydro reserves and 19,000 in sewage reserves. Again, I'm just rounding these numbers. So we also have a reserve fund set up from waste tags and tipping fees that we sell during the year. We average about 16,000 per year in revenue from these sales. And in 2021, a roll-off truck in the amount of 51,000 for the waste site was paid out of these funds. To further reduce the shortfall, council agreed to utilize 12,000 from the shoreline road allowance closing to offset cost to repair the Round Lake dock repair, replace the rink lighting at Killy Rink, and the maintenance of the playground structure in Station Park. Council approved using fire reserves and COVID-19 funds to reduce the shortfall of the new fire hall. Council feels that it is very important to retain a good reserve balance as it acts as a cushion in times of emergency, and it enables the township to participate in funding options that may be presented from time to time by other levels of government. For example, when program funding announcements are made, they're rarely without a requirement for commitment of municipal funds to cover a share. When we retain a healthy reserve balance, we are assured that the municipality can participate in these opportunities without relying on costly borrowing or increased tax rates to cover the municipal portion. I'll just go through a portion of the headings here. So in the legislative, the 2022 estimate is 204,000, which is an increase of the 2021 actuals of 160,000. For this department, which was increased the meetings and conferences as well as OMER's participation. And since this is an election year, approximately 34,000 is going to be included in the budget for election costs. Administration, we've combined all the administrative budgets for 2022 to reflect the overall administrative costs more accurately. The 2021 actual for 2022 reflects an increase of 37,000 to reflect additional wages for transition of jobs, OMERS, and increased costs of approximately 12% for insurance. The administrative building, that's this building here, the estimate is 61,000 compared to the actual of 2021 of 53,000, and reflects costs to do some renovations to the front entrance of the municipal building and another increase in insurance costs. For the fire department, the estimate for 2022 increased over 2021 actuals in the amount of 174,000 to cover the increase of insurance, heating costs, and the annual repayment of the debenture of the new fire hall. There is also an expenditure amount of 40,000 for upgrades of communications, which is covered by a grant. For policing, the estimate for the annual policing costs has decreased by 18,000. Under roads, again, this was mentioned at the beginning, the 2022 road construction projects estimates of 378,000. That will be offset by OCIF and gas tax funding, along with $100,000 from road reserves. Increased costs of most of these departments are increase in fuel costs, insurance, and parts. The building department, which includes building, sewage inspections, bylaw, and health and safety, a slight increase of over 2021 to cover additional wages and training for the animal control officer and the hiring of a compliance officer jointly with Madawaska Valley. Council approved going forward with the comprehensive zoning bylaw review and allocated $20,000 for this project. For waste management, an increase of 53,000 from actual values of 2022 department estimates to reflect the cost of the roll-off truck, which will be covered by environmental fees. The water and sewage treatment plant, a slight increase as estimated capital work scheduled for 2021 were not done and will be completed in 2022. A grant was received to replace the SCDA computer system. The medical center budget will increase by about $6,700 to cover a slight increase in insurance costs and some minor repairs. The community development officer budget was increased from 2021 because of the events that we did not have in 2021, we're now holding in 2022, which includes Canada Day, Loggers event, Irish Gathering. Community events like the car show, Songs in the Park will be revived, and the Killu Pathways Park expenditures are funded through 3 different streams of funding. So in conclusion, in 2021, council held a grand opening of the new fire hall, and other accomplishments in 2021 included the final received approval for the Boncher Water Management Amendment. Many thanks to the mayor for all her hard work with that project. Adoption of a community safety well-being plan with Madawaska Valley, Brunel, Lindop, Raglan, and the Township of South Algonquin. Full review and update of the municipality strategic plan from 2022 to 2026. Used reserve funding from the environmental account to purchase a used roll-off truck for the waste site, which did not affect the operating budget. Council, after much deliberation, reviewed all draft budgets presented by each department head and approved a 1% tax rate increase for 2022. COVID-19 restrictions and regulations continued in 2021, and under the direction of council, the EOCG group met on a weekly basis to ensure that the municipality continued to provide services to the taxpayers while keeping staff safe. Council continues to be diligent in their commitment to provide municipal services to our ratepayers while retaining a healthy and financially feasible reserve and reserve fund balance. Good sound financial decisions have made it possible for the township to continue to have this option for 2022. And I want to pass on my thanks once again to Sue and to Tammy and to all the department heads, and of course to council for your hard work again with this budget. It was well done and well received. So thank you.
Thank you very much. Any comments from any other members of council? And I too want to pass on my thanks to all the staff. Sue, under your direction. Good budget, well done. A lot of hard decisions council had to make, and but under the circumstances, we're trying to. Gas prices, of course, have made road work a little harder to manage. But congratulations, council, on a well thought out and well made budget. Okay, we're moving on to correspondence. I probably have mixed everything up here, so. Sorry, council. Sorry.
So the new, that one with the red,
Yeah,
the red on is all the updated ones.
Why do I have this? Just a minute. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Comments on the letter from the OPP? Comments or questions? Okay, I'm gonna go fairly quickly. Stop me if you want me to stop on anything. Next is the delegations request for AMO. I'm suggesting, I know the library is working on something for me to go talk to the minister concerning the library funding. So Sue, I don't know what ministry that would be, culture.
Culture
Yeah,
and
something.
tourism, yeah.
So council, with your permission, then I would ask for an audience with that minister. All those in favor of that? Is there any other ministry that you would like me to speak and ask for delegation with when I'm there? Well, think on it. I think we have a little bit of time left. June the 24th.
Yeah.
So if there's anything you can think of that's boiling out there that taxpayers have concerns about, we can still make a request. Next is County of Renfrew secondary dwelling units. Any comments on that? I will be attending. They've asked me to come. Well, you'll see that in a minute. Okay,
So you're
storing
just to me?
Canada's nuclear waste.
You just to me?
Comments or questions on that presentation?
Oh, no. Oh,
Anybody, any comments on that? Next is a letter to me from Joe Tracy concerning Ukraine. So I have indicated that Henry and I will be going, as you can see. Any comments or questions on that? Can you make a note that you get the tickets for that, please? I'll pay for Henry's. Next is a letter from Ish concerning affordable housing, and I have agreed that I will be attending that. Any comments or questions on that? Pardon me?
Should more council be doing?
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you. So I've done some research, contacted the county about how it works. And so if they ask me, I'll speak, but yeah, sure. Council, if anybody wants to go. The Ottawa Valley Business. Oh, Rick Reimer, we've already addressed.
yeah. Mhm.
The Ottawa Valley Business, any comments or questions on that? Any other correspondence?
No,
All right, we're moving to bylaws then. Can I have a motion for bylaw 21/2022?
okay. Moved by Debbie Poplinski, seconded by Ted Brown, motion for first and second reading of bylaw 21/2022, being a bylaw to appoint Tammy Bourgeois as CAO clerk treasurer effective June 1st, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. First reading short,
Bylaw 21/2022.
comments? Second reading short,
Bylaw 21/2022.
comments, questions? Motion for third.
Moved by John Jeffrey, seconded by Ted Brown, motion for third reading of bylaw 21/2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading short,
Bylaw 21/2022.
bylaw 22/22, appoint deputy CAO clerk treasurer. First and second, motion for first and second, please.
Moved by Debbie Poplinski, second by Ted Brown, motion for first and second reading of bylaw 22/2022, being a bylaw to appoint Charlene Lipinski as deputy CAO clerk treasurer effective June 1st, 2022.
All those in favor? It's carried. First reading, council short.
Bylaw 22/2022.
Comments, questions? Second reading, council short.
Bylaw 22/2022.
Comments, questions? Motion for third.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by John Jeffrey, motion for third reading of bylaw 22/2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading short.
Bylaw 22/2022.
Bylaw 23/22 to appoint a lottery licensing officers. First and second, motion for first and second, please.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Debbie Poplinski, motion for first and second reading of bylaw 23, 2022, being a bylaw to appoint lottery license officers for the township of Killen, Higgany, and Richards effective June 1st, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. First reading, Council Short.
Please.
Bylaw 23, 2022.
Comments, questions? Second reading Short.
Bylaw 23, 2022.
Comments, questions? Motion for third, please.
Moved by Carl Keel, second by Ted Brown, motion for third reading of bylaw 23, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading Short.
Please.
Bylaw 23, 2022.
Bylaw 2722, amend the procedural bylaw. Motion for first and second.
Moved by John Jeffrey, second by Debbie Poplinski. Motion for first and second reading of bylaw 27, 2022, being a bylaw to amend procedural bylaw number 19, 2008, to govern the proceedings, conduct, and calling the meetings of the municipal council and committees of the township of Killen, Higgany, and Richards.
All those in favor? Carried. First reading, Council Short.
Please.
Bylaw 27, 2022.
Comments? Second reading Short.
Please.
Bylaw 27, 2022.
Comments? Motion for third.
Moved by Debbie Plinsky, second by Ted Brown. Motion for third reading of bylaw 27, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading Short.
Please.
Bylaw 27, 2022.
Bylaw 30. Sorry. Bylaw 3022, entering into an agreement with Canada.
Motion moved by Carl Keel, second by Debbie Poplinski. Motion for first and second reading of bylaw 30, 2022, being a bylaw to authorize the execution of agreement between Her Majesty the Queen in right of Canada, hereby represented by the ministry responsible for Federal Economic Development Agency for Southern Ontario and the municipal corporation of the township of Killen, Higgany, and Richards.
All those in favor? Carried. First reading Short.
Please.
Bylaw 30, 2022.
Any comments or questions? Second reading, Council Short.
Please.
Bylaw 30, 2022.
Discussion. Motion for third, please.
Moved by Stanley Bukowski, second by Carl Keel. Motion for third reading of bylaw 30, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading, Council Short.
Please.
Bylaw 30, 2022. There's also a couple of.
Sorry, all those in favor? Third reading Short.
Please.
Bylaw 30, 2022.
Let's fill in the date.
Yeah, yeah. So the first page, second page, and then the sticky.
I don't know. Oh, I have to
Yeah,
sign.
yeah,
First
yes.
page, second page, sticky.
Yeah.
Bylaw 31, 2022, first and second motion, please.
Moved by Debbie Poplinski, second by Ted Brown. Motion for first and second reading of bylaw 31, 2022, being a bylaw to adopt estimates of all sums required for municipal purposes during the year and to strike rates of taxation for the year 2022 and to provide and to further provide for penalty and interest in default of payment thereof for 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. First reading, Council Short.
Please.
Bylaw 31, 2022.
Discussion. Second reading, Council Short.
Please.
Bylaw 31, 2022.
Discussion. Motion for third, please.
Moved by Debbie Kuplinski, second by John Jeffrey. Motion for third reading of bylaw 31, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading Short.
Please.
Bylaw 31, 2022. That was a lot.
There's a pile on
That's a
there.
pile.
Okay, thank you for the bylaws. We're moving on then to unfinished business. Any unfinished business? New business, any new business? Nothing in committee? Okay, I'll entertain a motion for confirming bylaw 29/2022.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Debbie Poplinsky, motion for first and second reading of bylaw 29/2022, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council at its public and regular meetings held on May 17th, 2022.
All those in favor? Carried. First reading, Council Short,
Please.
Bylaw 29/2022.
discussion. Second reading Short,
Please.
Bylaw 29/2022.
discussion. Motion for third reading.
Moved by Ted Brown, second by Debbie Poplinsky, motion for third reading of bylaw 29/2022.
All those in favor? Carried. Third reading Short,
Please.
Bylaw 29/2022.
and thank you, council, very much today. Thank you to the public for joining us. We appreciate you taking part. I've entertained a motion to adjourn.
Moved by Debbie Poplinsky, second by Ted Brown, motion to adjourn regular meeting held on May 17th, 2022 for the township of Kildare, Hagerty, and Richards.
All those in favor? Carried.